Hello and welcome back to my channel, part 2 of my epic N-gauge scale scene build. So there's not a great deal in this one, but since my last one went out, two more people have also been doing their part with Scalescenes building. So they need a mention because the first one is Julian. And Julian is a Station Road Model Railway. Now he uses 00, mind you, but it's brilliant. What he's done is he's done a kit bash of a corner shop. I think it's in 2 parts, but it's absolutely cracking, really interesting. And like I said, because he's building it in 00, doesn't matter, you just cut the size down when you're doing it in N, but it gives you an idea of what you need to do. So I can well recommend that. And of course this is Julian's channel, and there we have Scalescenes Kit Bash Part 1 and then Part 2. Well recommended, or I can well recommend it. The next one after that is John of Wimbletrain. Now John is doing it in N-gauge, and he's a Scalescene. If I put his channel on here, we go. It's John's channel there, and his latest one is building the Scalescenes High Street fronts and back, warts and all, and there are a few, bless him. But that's an N-gauge, and again, learn an awful lot from that, the pitfalls and everything else, and we all make them, but then like John says, it's the fun of building them, isn't it? So those two are well worth having a look at, as well as the others that I've mentioned. So in this series I give you a reason of why I prefer Scalescenes to MetCalfe, and that'll be explained within the video. And I also show you a lot more of the tools that I use for building Scalescenes. Not only are they helpful in building the buildings, but they're helpful around the layout in general, so you'll see them. And then part 3 we actually start the build. Like I said, it's very detailed, and I'm hoping it will help a lot of people out there who, like me, are just starting off. And I promise you my other Scalescenes builds will be nothing like that. They will just quickly go over points where I made a mistake, or that there's the writing in the instructions is not clear. But other than that, it will be a quick build and show you the end result. So without more to be said, let's crack on into the video. Now, those of you that do not follow me or have not followed me at this stage, I am not new to building buildings. Now, if you look here, it's a bit tatty because I didn't like it very much, but it's a MetCalfe terraced house, and as you can see, apart from the roof, it's not that bad. I quite like it, but I didn't like the ridge tiles on there, so I took them off and basically mucked it up. But it was just a test. Now, I do like MetCalfe very much, but what I don't like about MetCalfe is it doesn't lend itself to building copies of buildings that you want to build on your layout of a proper place. Now, you know I'm building Bognor Regis. Now, this was my attempt some time back, well over a year, of the engine shed. Now, as you can see, it's a 2-bay engine shed. It's one of these roofs that the windows face north, or they should. And on the side is an office building and a large water tower. And this is exactly as the one at Bognor should have been like. Oh, sorry, this should have been exactly the same as the one at Bognor. Now, my problem is that's north facing and that is south facing. And as you can see, I put the roof on back to front. That was my first muck up. I tried these York tiles. I like them, but in Engage they are so fiddly that I'm not going to do that again. No way. And I never lacquered this because I knew I wasn't going to keep it. But as you can see on the sides here, it's all starting to lift off. But I've copied the sides here as it is at Bognor. And then when you look at the water tower, I made a few muck-ups here. One, there should have been a big chimney going up here, which I will correct in the next one. But more important is it's not wide enough. Now this is a ratio water tower that I got that I thought would be ideal for it, but it's not. This building actually would have come out twice as much, so I need a bigger water tank. And more importantly, when I stuck this roof on, again, I put it on upside down, so the tiles are going upwards. But it was an experiment. I learned a lot from it, a hell of a lot. And it's not bad, is it? It's not bad. But as you can see on the roof here, it's all starting to lift up, and no, I'm not over impressed with MetCalfe with regards to copying a real life building. It's a lot of mucking about. The stuff doesn't really fit. It's, you know, you have to buy extra kits and you're just chopping bits up. You might buy an extra kit for just a small bit that you need for this, and the rest is just wasted. So that was my attempt at MetCalfe. Now I like MetCalfe, I can't knock it, but the other thing is that everyone is building MetCalfe, and what I like about Scalescenes is you can alter it and change it. You've got different bricks and everything else, so it's so different, and it really does lend itself to copying buildings. For instance, I can get the this engine shed on Scalescenes. I've purchased it once, £5 I think, something like that, and then all I need to do is just print more off to extend it and do all sorts of other things, which if I'm doing it by MetCalfe turns out to be a lot more expensive. The other thing I like about Scalescenes is there is actually a water tower that is far too big to go on here, but it is ideal because I've looked at it, and if I buy it, well, when I buy it and I print it, all I've got to do is, instead of folding it over the full length, I cut it in half and I fold it half the length. It really lends itself to, I don't know, kit bashing, scratch building, whatever you want to call it. And I'm really looking forward to doing that. So like I say, I'm not a novice in this, but I am a novice when it comes to Scalescenes, and I am very finicky about how things should look and finish. I have to say, it didn't look this crappy when I first finished it, but it don't look too good now. But there you are, it was an experiment, and an enjoyable one at that. Now the other thing as well is you also pick up a number of tools. Now I notice a lot of people cut their paper, cardboard or whatever with these sort of rulers, and it makes me cringe. I've got a nice Chinese safety ruler, so it means that when I put it down I'm cutting, I'm putting my fingers in the groove and I go along there with a knife. So I'll go along there with a knife. I like my fingers, I'm quite attached to them. And this is going to keep them on the end of my hands and my wrists, I should say. So yeah, definitely a safety ruler. A number of pliers, you're always going to need pliers. In fact, I bought so many I can't find half of them. But there you are. What else have I got that I find is going to be relevant? A nice roller. Seen this used quite a lot by people. Yeah, going to be a bonus, that is. A heavy duty knife. I did get the Irwin one. Got loads of spare blades. Do you think I can find them? got no idea, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, this is for heavy duty cutting of cardboard. I saw a number of people use these and recommend them, so I bought them. It's one set. You get two set. You get that as in one set, and these came from Scale Model Scenery. So I think these are going to be brilliant. You glue them in there, which I only did this morning. I've not used them till now. Quite solid. I use wood glue naturally, and they're going to be an asset. And of course the rest of the stuff. Oh, I've got another. Oh, I did do another one here now. So I did use the old ridge tile on that this time. So it's much better. Not too bad, is it? But I'm going to see how I get on with Scalescenes. So what else is there that I've bought that you might need to... Oh yes, I've got one more thing that I would like to show you. I did buy these from Smart Models, and I bought two. $10.99, $8.99. Got no idea what they're worth now, or what they cost, but the beauty of these is they are magnetic. So I can put that along there. This is for doing a wall coming off a straight, and there you are. And of course the other one I've got is the ordinary corner ones, which is this section here. So when I've done doing my coal shed, I can put the corner into there, and there you are. That's going to keep it nice and so I'm forgetting where the camera is. So yeah, like I said, that's there. So you put your wall along there, your other wall across the centre, and there it is. That will hold that in place. And like I said, these are for the corners. So they will be a godsend, I reckon. Not used them yet, but looking forward to. I've got the normal sort of glues. I found this. I don't know where I got that from, but that is a godsend because it basically allows me to keep my PVA glue dispenser. I don't know how good this is. I've only recently got it. I've got 3 of them in the pack. The ones I wanted are no longer available, and Michael of Charnwell highly recommends them, but can't get them anywhere. And of course it's also ideal for when you're doing a bit of gluing and you don't want to drop your toothbrush, your paintbrush down. You just stick it in there. That's a handy, silly little thing. I've got my Pritt stick, and the last but not least, that is the PVA glue I'm using for my buildings. It's not cheap, it's not expensive, but if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it properly. And again, this was recommended by Michael of Charnwell. Now this is the following day, so with all that you've seen so far, whilst working in here, starting my build, I came across all the rest of my stuff. I found the spare Irwin blades. They were on the shelf, I just couldn't see them. The other thing I've got to use is a right angle jig, whatever. Again, I think that would be quite handy. I did purchase a good heavy duty pair of scissors, but also I've got these ones here. Now these are absolutely beautiful because they've got a spring motion in it with them, and they are very, very sharp, and they're brilliant. I've got an ordinary conventional pair as well. A set of tweezers that I said I couldn't find. That's this one here. That should be come in very handy. Yeah, that should come in very handy. What else have I got here? Like an Aladdin's cave, isn't it? Naturally, I've got 2 of these, plus a load of spare blades. Again, can never have enough blades. One tip I was given about when you're cutting out a window is that you make, that's the square that you're going to use, you make a pinprick in each of those 4 corners, and that's what I've got this for. So you just bang, 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 and when you cut with that knife from corner to corner, it will stop at the pinprick, so you shouldn't go over that, so I'm told. I got a number of paintbrushes, apart from the one that you saw in the pot earlier. I've got loads more. I've got thin ones, bigger ones, one as big as your head. All sorts of paintbrushes, and a big one here as well. So, and I'll very likely be adding to that. What else is there? Oh yeah, I got the old clamps. I've got 10 of these, and I don't think 10's going to be anywhere near enough, but not a problem. All of this stuff, I hasten to add, I bought from Squires, which is in the next village along from me, which is actually Bognor Regis. And I've got a load of sanding sticks of all different grades, whatever. So they should come in handy as well. So that's all my tools I've got. Oh, I've got an ordinary set of files which I may or may not use, I don't know. But yeah, I'll be adding to this in ad infinitum, whatever. I think we all do that, don't we? We all add to our tools. But it's just, I know they normally say, you know, all the gear but no idea. Yeah, that is true to a degree, but it does make your job a lot easier. I mean, a lot easier.